distinguished engineers. So today's public lecture is the 9th public lecture in the series. So we'll be having the public lecture titled Design Thinking for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, an Engineering Perspective. And our guest presenter today is none other person than Engineer Dr. Sunday Egbiki. He's a fellow of the Nigeria Society of Engineers. He's also a certified project manager. So he is a water, civil, energy, and environmental and cost engineering expert. Dr. Sunday Egbiki is currently a lecturer and a researcher in the Department of Civil Engineering, Nigeria Maritime University, Warri Delta State. He holds a PhD in water resources and environmental engineering in UNIBEN, University of Benin City, Edo State. He had his Master's of Engineering in Water Resources and Engineering Management from the University of Stuttgart, Germany. He also had his B.Eng, Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering from the prestigious Ambrose Ali University, Epoma. He's also an expert in green buildings, climate change mitigation, greenhouse gases, emission, energy efficiency, embodied energy in materials, climate policies, climate adaptation, and climate resiliency. Engineer Dr. Sunday Egbiki is also the Managing Director of Ornament Engineering and Management Service Limited. Distinguished members, join me as I welcome our presenter for today, Engineer Dr. Sunday Egbiki, for his presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, especially the chairman of NSC Abuja branch, the entire ESCO. So quickly, I will be giving just a very brief presentation this evening. I think in the next 15 minutes, I should be able to pass my information. So the topic I'm going to deliberate upon this evening is design thinking for innovation and entrepreneurship. What the engineers need to do. So the content of my presentation will just be design thinking, innovation, entrepreneurship, value, and money. So I have some kind of preambles, which I just want all of us to reason together. So what currently is our mindset? And I heard the chairman was talking about dollar increase just now and others. So the question is, as we are as engineers, what is actually our mindset? Is it to become an intelligent engineer, to become a rich engineer, to become a wealthy engineer? But there is a difference between a rich engineer and a wealthy engineer. A rich engineer is an engineer who keep on laboring every day to earn a living. You keep on going to work, they pay you salary, you keep on doing hard work to earn your money. But a wealthy engineer is an engineer who labor hard once and for all. You can be sleeping at the comfort of your house, then you will still be making your money. So there is these two different mindsets. Which one do you really have as an engineer? So the next preamble is, what will really happen to you when you get to office one morning and you are just fired? Take your sack letter and go home. In my previous company, we have people like that. They will just call you to the office in the morning and they give you a sack letter. What will you do? Can you continue submitting your CV again at old age? Or you wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock, you are going to work, you come back 5 p.m. in the evening. How long will you continue doing that? And also, assuming your salary is 500,000 per month, one thing that will come to our mind as an engineer is that, oh, we are receiving a very big salary. And with the economic situation we are today, I am not sure we'll be able to save half of that money in a month. If you are saving 250,000 in a month, so in a year, I think in 10 months, that should be about 0.5 million naira. So in 10 years, that should be about 25 million naira. And the 25 million naira, I'm not sure it will be able to build a bungalow these days. So does it mean as an engineer, you will not be able to build a comfortable, a befitting house for yourself? Whereas we have ordinary roadside mechanics, ordinary roadside traders, ordinary people on the street. They are doing what we, the engineers, cannot do. So that is one of the major reasons why we have to look at it from the engineering perspective. So we can all agree these days that your salary can no longer take you anywhere. It can no longer it's no longer enough for survival. So in all, as a summary, is how you think, you behave. That is why the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So your thinking determines the type of person you will become in life. That is why we call it design thinking, and where what you can get out from it, and when you apply an engineering perspective. Now, what is actually design thinking? So after the big grammar, design thinking, it is nothing but how to organize yourself and organize process of approach to create solution to problems. And engineers by birth, by training also, we are supposed to be solutions to problems. And you can't create value when you are not applying solution to problems. That is why in the business world, the first step to be a business engineer or a business professional is your ability to identify needs. That friction ability for you to discover problem. And by the time you are trying to apply solution to that problem, you are solving a need. And by solving a need, you are creating value. And when you create value, money will automatically come out of it. So as an engineer, we should know these days that is beyond the conventional design as a sound structural engineers. It is beyond site supervision. It is far beyond all those technicality we know as an engineers. Because one day I asked myself, I said, does it mean engineers are the one basking themselves under the sun? On site, you wear your safety boots, you are moving up and down on site, whereas the accountant, the procurement officer, and the other people, they are in the office wearing their ties and drinking coffee. Does it mean we, the engineers, we cannot be in that category? Because they take us to be a technical person, and we are in the field. And that technical person is what makes us to be a sound horizontal T-shaped engineers. And I will discuss that shortly, the difference between horizontal T-shaped engineer and a vertical T-shaped engineers. So at the end of the day, you will know the type of engineer you are. So the essence of design thinking that as we enter the new year, our thinking should change, our mentality should change, our behavior or approach to engineering problems should change. Because when we go to foreign countries, maybe we go to Germany, we go to Canada, we go to US, we try to use our engineering knowledge because they see we can bring solutions to problems, and which is ideally very correct. If you are able to bring solutions to problems, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in US, they will be calling for you. That is where the Bible says, where the kata shall gather, where the people will gather. When you create the kata, they will not be interested whether you are from Nigeria or whether you are from Ghana or whether you are from Africa. They will call you to the table.
Hello, Egbiki. I don't know whether it's only me that can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you because you went off for like some minutes.
So as an engineers, we should be able to give solutions to problems, identify problems. Everywhere we go, we try to identify problems. That is why we see that the white people, they always focus attention in Africa, because in Africa, we have a lot of problems. For example, if you go to abroad like Canada, like US, what will the structural engineer do again? What type of design are we going to do again? So, but when we come to Africa, we have a lot of problems, but we have failed to identify this problem. When you are able to identify most of these problems and you give solution to those problems, even though you are in your cave, people will go and bring you out of there. That is wherever the carcass is, here it goes Shadada. It is beyond intelligence that I attend university, I got first class, or I got the highest GPA. Is beyond that. It's no longer how that not intelligence, but how you apply that intelligence into solving problem. And it might be very frustrating when a student will come out with first class and you are presenting the same result to an ordinary man who is not a graduate to employ you with your first class. And that is the day you know as an engineer you have failed. You are coming out with first class from university, you are now begging an uneducated person who has a company to employ you with that type of first class you have already failed as an engineer. So we should be able to change our mentality this year. We should be able to change our design ability, our design thinking, how we reason, how we apply thinking into problems and leave our comfort zone. We should stop complaining these days, because when we begin to complain without solution, nothing will change. But when you create solution, people, top government officials, they will be looking for you. An ability for us to think outside the box, create solution to problem that will make us to stand out as an engineers. It doesn't care, it doesn't matter where you come from. When you create solution to problem in Canada, they will not be thinking about where is your engineering license to induct you as an engineer. They will call you automatically and induct you as an engineer. An ability for us to think outside the box this year as we enter the new year, create appropriate solution to problem that will make us to stand out. Let's see the relationship between design thinking and thinking outside the box. We are too comfortable in one place. When you are too comfortable, you will not be able to think. That is why challenges is always a problem. That is why I always reference to the Bible. Paul said, it is good that I am afflicted so that I should know my way and change my way of thinking. So when you have challenges, when you confront challenges, that is when you will be able to think outside the box. That is why when you face, you can see sometimes antelope, when antelope will face a lion, the antelope will not know he will be able to run like that. So when you look at this box, this is a box of thinking outside the box. If you look at this box, you can see we have almost about 9 cycles inside this box. If I ask you to draw a line that will touch all these cycles once, and when you pull out one of the rope, you will be able to pull out all this whole cycle from this box. It will be very, very difficult for us to do, because all these boxes, they are inside this cycle. So for you to be able to draw you can see this line pass through the 3 cycle, this one pass through this 3 cycle, this one pass through this 3 cycle, this one pass through this one. No one line touches the cycle twice. But if you remain within this cycle here, this box, you will not be able to achieve it. For you to be able to achieve it, you must draw a line that will move you out of this box. You will have this cycle. You will have a line that moves you out of this comfort zone. You will be outside the box. You will draw another one that will be outside the box. That will be the only way you will be able to draw lines that will touch each of this cycle without touching it once, and without even you stopping. You stop at it, you just start here and begin to draw the line without stopping on the way. At the end of the day, we have a box like this. What is this box telling you now? You can see we have 4 boxes, this one, this one, this one, this one, that connect the whole cycles. And when you look at them, you will see that it is only one of them that is inside the box, which is the comfort zone. The other ones are outside the box. What does that one mean? If you are in the comfort of your home or in the comfort of your office, you have only 25% chance of creating innovation. You have 25% chance of creating value. And the less the value you create, the less the money you make. But you see, we have 3 buses outside this great bus. If you add their percentage together, we are having about 75%. What does that one mean? When you are outside your comfort zone, when you think outside the box, you have 75% chance of succeeding or creating solution to problem. So when you have 75% in university is A, So when you are able to have that 75% chance of creating solution by thinking outside the box, you are directly creating value. And the more the value you create, the more the money you are going to make. Now let's go to design thinking and innovations. Innovations is what is creating digital disruption in our world today. If you don't innovate, you can't create value, really. So as an engineer, if you remain static, that is why when you go to our university these days, you still see those old handouts our former professors used there. They are still using them today. There is no innovations. There is no design thinking. They don't try to change the course of direction. Most of those things are no longer relevant again. Most of all the courses we do in university, we are no longer applying. We are no longer even using many of them today. An ability for you to think very well, create innovation, try to align what is currently happening. Because when you are identifying business need to see how you are to apply solution, you have to first of all discuss currently what is happening. What is happening currently will give you an idea of how to think to create innovation to anything you are doing. If you don't disrupt the status quo, you can't create innovations. That is why, as engineers, we should not just follow a conventional way of doing things, that this is how things has been done. That is what we call waterfall approach in project management. This is how it has been doing before. Let's follow that conventional path. No, we are now using agile methodology. Agile methodology says, how can we iteratively adapt to what we are doing? That is exactly what Lechetellia's principle also told us in chemistry then, that when a system at equilibrium is suggested to external forces, equilibrium will automatically adjust itself to make sure it annuls the effect of that change. That's exactly what innovation is. An ability for you to look at the status quo, see if things are being subjected to external forces, and see how you can quickly adjust yourself and align with the way things are changing. That makes you to create innovation. And that is why most companies fold up, because they don't know when the status quo is being disrupted. And when they decide to remain there, those who are smart, those who are fast, they will cut out from the entrepreneurship curve and move ahead of them. Before they know, they will be trapped and the company will fold up. So we should be able to align our design thinking, not just a conventional design thinking, not just the way we have been thinking, how we should be able to think agilely in order to reflect the current situation of what is happening, in order to create innovations that will give us value for money. Let's see an entrepreneurship manifesto, design thinking and entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is an ability for you to look at any existing product or services, try to improve of them, or you create a new one, bring them into the market and make money. I told somebody one day, I said, those market women who are selling rice with wheelbarrows, they are making more money, more than engineers who are wearing ties in the morning to go to office. An ability for you to bring out a product or a services. So somebody will ask you, how much are you selling it? That is what Bishop Oyedepo said. He said, if you don't have anything, somebody will wake up in the morning and ask you, how much are you selling this thing? You will know you will soon be trapped. When people are not asking you, how much are you selling it? You will know you have a product or you have a service. And it doesn't matter. One of our problems is that we want to create it big. You don't need to create it big. The solution don't need to be even be very big. Just look at what is already existing, try to improve on it. What you will do, you do it better and cheaper. Then you have break that market cycle. You do it better, you do it cheaper. Then what does it mean? Assuming you are doing a services that is giving you 5 naira as a profit, to many of us, we will rebuke anybody who is telling us to go and set up business where we'll be getting 5 naira. So you see, look at this man. After becoming an engineer, they are telling me to come and be doing business that will be giving me 5 naira. And you know, when you multiply 5 naira into 1 billion, into 1 million population, Nigeria has about 200 million people. If you have a service where people is paying 5 naira, one person is paying 5 naira, and if you multiply 5 naira by 1 million, check the money you will get. That is why we think that the pastors that they are buying jets, they are doing otherwise. There is not miracles, because when you multiply an average offering of 1,000 naira per any church member on Sunday and multiply it by almost 500 people that we attend service on Sunday morning, just 2-hour service, do the calculation. You will know how much that pastor will be getting that very day. So just don't do it big. Just do it small. And when you want to start small, look at the lowest level in the market. Don't try to go and start at the top. No, just look for small thing, improve on it, bring it to the market, and let people start selling. Instead of you to have all the engineering design scheme, and there's nobody who is calling you to come and do the design. And to design is very difficult, and they will come and pricing the services at a very cheaper rate. So this year, we should create a different mindset, use our engineering skill, our engineering knowledge, because we are even supposed, if you are an engineer and you have other soft skill along with it, believe you me, you are going to create more value than other professionals who are not technical peoples, because we are already wired by nature to solve problems. But when you get all that skill along with what you are doing, you will be able to disrupt the status quo, create innovation, and you become an entrepreneur in the process. It is not for everybody. Everybody cannot become an entrepreneur, yes. But when you look at those who are really entrepreneurs, they have created values and they are worthy people. That is why some have a lot of engineers, especially those who are lecturers, immediately they retired from the services. They don't spend much time. Here the guy is gone because the pension is not even coming and other things not even coming. As I am a lecturer, I lecture in the university, but if I tell you how much a lecturer with PhD is receiving as a salary, the money cannot spend more than 3 days in my hands. So an ability for you to think outside the box so that we should retain our professionalism. Because an engineer, when you are presenting your certificate in everywhere and there is no value, which translates into money to show for it, even your wife will not respect you. So let's see why it is important for you to think differently through innovation, have entrepreneurship mind, create value, and make money. It's exactly what the red ocean and the blue ocean is going to talk about. The situation we have found ourselves in everywhere we go, not even in Nigeria, is competition. In all our professions, they have become a competitive profession. As a civil engineers, you are a structural engineers, there are many sound structural engineers. If you are saying that you can't do the design for a client for 5 million naira, there are other sound structural engineers who can do it for 500,000. They collect the money. They are not interested in becoming rich, but just to first of all eat something. There are other, in our various professions, there are serious competition. And if you don't develop an agile mind, if you don't develop an entrepreneurship mind, if you don't develop an innovative mind, you will be trapped in the red ocean. What is the red ocean market is telling you? It's telling you it is a market where we have serious competitions. There is fighting in the red ocean. There is people are killing themselves. That is why you see in the professions, they are fighting. They will tell you in this engineering profession, they are fighting. They are taking themselves to court. Why? Because there is a high level of competition. You will see you go to a branch, people are fighting who become the chairman. Yes, there is a high competition. That is what we call the red ocean situation. A high bloody competitive arena. So instead of you, if you are in this red ocean market, you are fighting. Who be the big person in the market? The aftermath of being in this competitive market is for you to become stagnant. You will not grow because many people are sharing the value. Many people are trying to cut their own market niche from the market. you will be stagnated, you will be stranded, you will be frustrated. Then fighting will come. People will be killing themselves with cutlass, with gun, and blood will be flowing. That is why it is called the red ocean market. But a sound entrepreneur, a sound engineer with an innovative mind and entrepreneurial mind, you don't join people to be fighting here. What you do, when you see them fighting, leave them in this market, go into the blue ocean market. The blue ocean situation, the blue ocean market, is a market where there is no competitor. It's a market where you create a unique niche, a unique need. You make competitors irrelevant. For example, if EDFAC is here, who is doing seaway solutions, he has been able, he's a civil engineer. He has left us in the civil engineering domain. He has left us to be doing design. He creates a unique market for himself and call it sewage solution. One plug sewage solution. In everywhere, he's everywhere. He has left us in the red ocean where we are looking for structural design, for where we are looking for site supervision. Yeah, he is now in the blue ocean, and it's difficult for us to move now from this red ocean and join him in the blue ocean, because he has been able to create a strong moat along this boundary that will make it difficult for us to cross the red ocean into this blue ocean. An ability for you to create a unique need and make competitors irrelevant makes you to remain in this blue ocean. As an entrepreneur, as an engineer with an innovative mind, you should be able to know when to leave people in this red ocean. If you don't know when, you will be frustrated. In the blue ocean market, there is no competition. You capture the need. You have almost a near absolute monopoly that make competitors very irrelevant in the market. So as an engineers, let us learn how to think this year, apply innovations, apply design thinking in anything we do. Try to disrupt the status quo. Yes, people will fight you. Don't worry. If people are not fighting your idea, it means that you are not going to anywhere. When you see people fighting your idea, try to wrestle with you, try to break from the red ocean to the market, that validates your market. So when you are able to do that, stand out from that. And they will be here in the red ocean, looking at you in the blue ocean, and enjoy absolute monopoly, enjoy the money that is coming, and you will create a big moat, M-O-A-T-E. They call it economic moat. You create it around this boundary. It's like a fortress. It's like a wall and a pillar that separates you from competitors, make it very difficult for them to compete with you in the markets. But unfortunately, when we as an engineer, we have many companies, but we fail to know when to leave the ocean. We don't know when. That is why sometimes you see some startup, especially in Africa, within a period of 4 to 5 years, that company will fail because they have failed to know when to cut out from the red ocean. They know when to leave this market and come here. Dangote said one time, when they start enjoying the market, they will think, oh, we have become rich, but they will not know when they will fall. That is why the Bible says, he that taketh at his hand, take heed else you fall quickly. So when we come to the entrepreneurship curve, this is how the curve looks like. You should be able to know when to cut out from the red ocean. When you are starting the business very small, you are here. You can see what is saying here. Okay, it is still early. Things are not working. But let's build resilience. Let's try to build treasure. Let's be focused. Let us not be weary. Things are not working, we know. But let's be resilient. One day, it will be okay. But before you know, you are seeing the curve is trying to go up. Wow. This is getting, we are not sure, it's still sagging. Are we going anywhere? This is where many people will run away. That is why the owner of Renoye, when he gave how he started and how he moved, he now gave a conclusion that when you want to test the depth of an ocean, don't use your 2 legs. This is where you have to be very careful where to put the 2 legs or to test it with 1 leg. Here is called the point of inflection, where things are really frustrating. Many people will move away, many people will leave the system, many people will leave the business at this point. Don't move. The highest thing you can do, just put 1 leg outside and put 1 leg inside. That is what we call intrapreneurs in companies. When you are working in organization, you are working in government parastatals, and you have an innovative mind, you are called intrapreneur. You are very enterprising in your company. You are very enterprising in your organization. It will be very difficult to sack such a person because such people directly become an entrepreneur tomorrow. When you are able to scale through this saggy point, you will be able to come to this point. Oh, okay, we are not hopeless. Things are getting better. When you get here, wow, things are happening. Before you get here, a lot of money is coming into the business. This is where people start drinking beer. This is where people start going to club. This is where people start spending money anyhow because the business is booming. The business is booming. This is the point where an entrepreneur needs to be very careful. If you are not careful here, at this point, the market is becoming red. When you are creating more value, when you are getting more benefit, you will open the eyes of competitors. They will move in droves into the market to compete with you, except you have a strong moat. You have built like a fortress around yourself. Otherwise, when they rush like a mighty rushing wind to meet you in this market, your share in market value will begin to dwindle down. If you are not careful at this point, that business will fail. This is the point where you will know as an entrepreneur, you are going to move away quickly from the red ocean. This is the point of inflation at the red ocean market. At this point, you should be able to move out quickly and create another market niche in the blue ocean to make the competitors very irrelevant. But if you fail to do that, at this point, the curve is going down. What suddenly is going wrong? Yes, because you are going to beer pile, you are drinking beer too much, you are going to club too much. This is getting wrong. But you fail to identify, you fail to notice when things are going wrong. Before you know, the curve has become plastic. This is what we call a plastic limit in a hook slope. You cannot see, oh my God, we are doomed. The business is crashing. At this point, it is not too late for you to move from the red ocean market. You will be trapped, and if care is not taken, that business will fail. So design thinking and creative values. When after doing all your thinking, if after all your sleepless nights, you create something without value, all the effort is useless. You must be able to create value for something customer will want to eat. You must be able to create value for something customer will want to buy. If at the end of the day, what you bring to the table is not acceptable to the customer, all effort will be useless. Design thinking will lead to innovation, and the innovation will lead to creative value, and the value must be acceptable to the client. So when you want to create value, you first of all identify the needs of the customers. What customer really needs? Because customer is king, is not really king, except their creative value for you. So if everything you have decided to create as an engineer, you create a machine and the machine has no value, it is useless. Let your design thinking lead to value creation. When you create value, more money will be coming into your pocket. Anywhere you are, people will be rushing to you. People in the cave come and pick you out to give that solution. That was why Joseph was released from the prison to come and create value in the palace of the Pharaoh, and he was made a king. Now, what is our stance? Form of conclusion as an engineer. As I said earlier, as a man think in his heart, so he is. What types of engineer are you? Are you a horizontal T-shaped engineer? or you are a vertical T-shaped engineer. A vertical T-shaped engineer is the type of engineer. What does it mean to be a vertical T-shaped engineer? You are a sound technical professional. You have your skin. Anything you do, there is no error. When you are too technical in what you are doing, it will be very difficult for your company to promote you. One man in share told me, he said, Sonny, when you are too technical in anything you are doing, it is very difficult for you to be promoted in your company. Why? The man gave an illustration. Assuming you are a structural engineer in your company, anytime you design, there is no error. Anytime you carry out design, there will be no error. Your company don't even need to look at it, they will approve it. And at the end, there will be no error. Do you think that organization will ever like to remove you from that position? No, because if they remove you, there will be error. Instead of promoting you to a higher level, they will go and bring somebody who will be overseeing you in that department because you are too sound, you are too technical. The man gave another illustration. The man said, if you have a lady who always cook for you, and whenever the woman cook, you don't have error. There is no error in the cooking. You will eat the food and enjoy it to the fullest. Will you ever remove that woman from your catering services? No. If you do, you will be eating rubbish food. Instead, they will let the person remain there, bring people who are horizontal T-shaped engineer to be overseeing them. Do you know the biggest disadvantage of becoming a vertical T-shaped engineer? The day your services is no longer needed, you will be the first person to be sacked. When structural design are no longer coming to that company, the first person that will be removed from that department is the structural engineer, because there is no structural work to do again. And you cannot fit in any other department. They will ask you to do. That is one of the biggest disadvantages of a vertical T-shaped engineer. But you become a horizontal T-shaped engineer. A horizontal T-shaped engineer is an engineer with a broad, wide knowledge that cut across many fields. If they talk about technicality, you are there. If they talk about commercial, you are there. If they talk about finance, you are there. If they talk about marketing, you are there, like Osti Adbara, I think he's in this class. I now call him marketing engineers. Yes, because he have developed that soft skills of marketing. He was in one of his platform recently, somebody called him from one country, from Nigeria. Osti, I see you. Please link me up so country. Yes, because he have developed that soft skill. If he can no longer design, he will fit into commercial. If there is no commercial, he will fit into finance. If it's not there, he will be able to create value for himself. As an engineer, the way we think is the way we are. You will have to learn how to shift from being a technical person, be too technical, just only. It is not bad to be a technical person, but don't just constrain yourself to only that technicality. As the world is evolving, a lot of soft skills are evolving. Try to align yourself with the way things are changing, like that Lechatelias principle, and see how you can have at least a lot of skills. Because the more the skill you have, the more flexible you are, the more it is easier for you to move. But when you are constrained to one knowledge, and that knowledge is no longer working, you will be left behind in the red ocean. I hope we are not ready to remain in the red ocean this year. Let us see how we can move out quickly from the red ocean and make competition irrelevant in whatever we are doing. If you're able to do that by creating a unit, just a new market niche, and remain there, and don't remember that people will always come to your market to make it rent. But you can see Dakote, he owes cement, people come into the cement. He's still there, but he moved to different sectors of industry. Now he's in the oil and gas. These are way of building an economic moat around himself, because it is better you have small scales in different sectors than having one in one area. The same thing applies to companies. It is better you have different portfolio
that is bringing small money for you than having one big customers you are trusting on. When that customer terminates his contract with you, your company will fold up. Let us learn how to switch from being a vertical T-shape engineer to horizontal T-shape engineer. And I'm sure when you do that, try getting money for the value you are creating. Because all the running we are running, all the knowledge we are trying to acquire, all the skill we are trying to acquire, all of them translate into money. And money is the end point of any value you are trying to create. The more the value you are creating, the more money you will make. And I hope after this training today, we should be able to go and rethink, apply Leclerc's principle to our life. When we see things are in status quo, we see how to disrupt it and move away quickly, the way we move away from the red ocean market into the blue ocean market to create absolute value through innovation and begin to receive a lot of money in our pockets. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you very much, Chairman, for giving me this ample opportunity to present this presentation this evening. Thank you very much.
All right, please. Thank you so much. Can you remove the slide so that we can see your face very well as we... I didn't put on your video.
Let me just, because I'm just in the place that is rowdy, and so that's fine. Don't worry, I was scratching. Okay, I think many people know me, know my face, so no problem. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay, can you remove the screen?
Okay.
The screen, let us see so that we can... All right, fantastic. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, the presenter, Engineer Egbiki, for this beautiful presentation. We want to sincerely thank you. In fact, you have spoken so much on different areas that touch the life of engineers. And in fact, I don't know how to thank you for this wonderful work. I'm also appreciate you for the great work you are doing. You, when presenting this paper, you also indirectly talked about yourself on the great job you are doing for engineers. We want to sincerely appreciate you. And I say a very big thank you to you. I will hand over to the Technical Secretary, Engineer Felix Omombale, for us to take questions from the participants. Engineer Omombale,
thank you, my
please.
chairman. Yes, thank you, my chairman. And then thank you, the presenter, Engineer Dr. Sonny Egbiki. It was a wonderful presentation. Do we have any question? If you have any question, kindly notify in the chat box, or you raise up the chat hand symbol.
And before we forget, please, for all the participants, you send in your email address, your name and your email for the certificate of participation, please. It's important.
Yes, do we have any question?
If you have a question, you click on the reaction button and you click on raise hand. When you click on raise hand, we can unmute you to ask your question. If you have a question, please, you click on the reaction button, you will see raise hand, and then you click on it. We will allow you to ask your question. Any question, comments before we wrap it up? Felix, I can see a hand. I can see hands, please. Can you?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, my chairman. Thank you, the wonderful presenter, Engineer Dr. Sonny Egbiki, for this presentation. Actually, for us not to have hands up, it means that it was well taken. You gave us the right thing and we accepted and received it joyfully. However, because of what the interference we were having with network, I plead that we have another session, Mr. Chairman. That's my own question. Is this something that can be given to us again? Because when it comes to Dr. Egbiki, he comes from different perspectives on the same topic. So I think it would be nice maybe if we have it in the next 2 months, so that we digest this and come back again for part 2. Thank you, sir.
All right, noted. Thank you very much. The next person.
Jafari.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, please.
I'm Engineer Dr. Jafar Mahmoud, FNSC, MD in Ascending Solar Energy. Mine is not a question, just a comment or an addition to the presentation the presenter just did. I appreciate him so much. I see that there are quite a lot of things that they couldn't finish because product design alone, which is part of the design thinking that is trying to put up, will not be, you can't exhaust it within this this time. So first, my contribution would be that the first thing in design thinking is imagination. You first of all have to imagine, and that's part of the needs that he mentioned about needs assessment during his presentation. That's part of the needs circle.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I have to interrupt you. What we want is question. We don't want another lecture.
You mentioned comment. When you say question, I didn't
It's
raise
not
my hand.
another lecture. Sorry, sir. Please. I will have to stop that. If somebody has given a presentation, that is the person's presentation. If we have to make comments, comment may be on appreciating the person or saying something, but not to give another lecture. We can always have time for another lecture, sir, please, so that others can ask their questions, because we have limited time. Sorry about that, sir. The next person.
Okay, good evening. Can I be heard? All right, I think I can be heard, right? Okay, my name is Engineer Humphrey Prince Okereke. I thank our presenter very seriously. He did a very in-depth and detailed work that touched on many aspects of the engineer and his financial life, which is the ultimate. Now, I want to ask a question. Interacting with some colleagues, you see that there are many of us that have so many beautiful ideas, but sometimes you see that what is keeping them from implementing the idea is maybe what is called seed capital, the resources that they require to implement that. I want to ask the lecturer, the presenter, what do you advise that such people do? What do you advise that such people that have many good, beautiful ideas that have done design thinking and they have some things in their head? Some of them had done from written them down, but that seed capital is not available for them to implement the ideas. How do you advise them to go about that? Thank you.
Okay, can I respond?
All right, you can respond, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. What I will say there is your thinking is too big. Money is not actually what is keeping most of the idea stagnant. What is keeping most of the ideas stagnant is that you have not been able to bring it low to the lowest level. When you want to start, don't start at the top. Start at the lowest level. Just identify it small. When you think it big, one man was saying he has an idea to build a machine. He went to Germany to buy a lot of equipment. Or coming back to Nigeria, the money is finished.
the man is stranded. He can't continue again. He cannot complete the project. That is why I always quote the Bible. Who among you who want to build a tower will not first of all sit down and calculate the cost. So the idea is go to the lowest level in the market. And when you are having it difficult for you to start, you don't need to go and create product. Go and look for service. As a graduate, your BSc certificate is enough for you to create service. It's not a product at this time. Product is difficult, but you should be able to use your knowledge through services and create and get money. The money you are going to get from that services, you can easily use it to create the product you are going to make. But when you have it big, the money will be too big and nobody is ready to give you that huge amount of money. And another thing is that if you don't start, there are people who can give you the money, but they will not give you because they have not seen you starting. I have a friend who is a lecturer also in one polytechnic. Then we graduated together. He now said, Sonia, I can't cope. He now started fish pond, very small. He was doing it at the back of his house with just small money he saved from the lecturing job. So at a point, was it not last year, he now said, this business is moving, but I can't scale it. And I said, really? He said, yes. I said, okay, how much do you need now, at least to move it to the next level? He said, if I have like 700,000, I can do it. I said, okay, no problem. I gave him 1 million. I said, use this 1 million for 1 year. Don't pay interest, nothing. After 1 year, return the money back. And the guy did it, and the fish pond is now very big. Why? I wouldn't ordinarily release money and give it to him if he has not started. I would think he will fail. But he has started small, and you grow like the parable of the mustard seed. But the day you are saying you need 20 million, 30 million before you start, you will not be able to start. And as a young starter, go and look for service to render, not to create products. When you are rendering services, it will be easier for you to get money than when you are trying to create a product. So with that, you will be able to start small and scale very big. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I think that's enough. We are going to take. It's already 6 o'clock. This session is for 1 hour. Before we go, let me first of all inform us, all our members, that this Saturday is a very big day in the history of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. We are going to be having the investiture ceremony of Engineer Margaret Oguntala as the 34th President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I want to sincerely appeal to all our members, especially those in Abuja, to make themselves available for that program. Please endeavor to attend. Time is 10 a.m., but all our members should be seated by 9 a.m. Please. Then to our meeting, general meeting, first general meeting for the year we hold next week, Thursday, by 5 p.m. at NSC headquarters. Also, we appeal to our members to endeavor to attend. We are going to be giving out free 2024 calendars to our members who will be attending the meeting, and you must be financially up to date to benefit from that. So those are the programs we have coming. And again, most importantly, again, next month, our presenter for next month public lecture is going to be a Valentine gift. It's going to be on the 14th of, interestingly, on the 14th of February. I know Egbiki, we know her, Napa Onwosa. Napa Onwosa is a multi-national tech consultant and the leader of Amazon Web Service in Africa, and a global speaker, life architect, and author. She's a world acclaimed speaker. We've been able to get her to come and speak to us on the 14th. So if you attended this, it's not far from what Egbiki spoke today, and the topic will be think big, start small, optimizing your limitless potentials in the face of uncertainties. So please, by this time next month, just on the 14th of February, please, it's going to be a very explosive one. So please try and attend. I think that is all we have for today. I want to once again thank all our members for participating in this first edition for the year. I wish you a very fruitful year. As I said at the beginning, all we lost in 2023, we surely are going to recover them in the year 2024. I assure you it's going to be a wonderful year for us and our families. Thank you very much. The Technical Secretary, any other item? Technical Secretary. I think
yes, my chairman.
Any other
yes,
item?
That's okay. No,
Okay,
sir.
before we wrap it up, I can see an army of very senior engineers who joined us. I saw Engineer Tohid Amusan, Engineer Nenna Igwebwe, Engineer Honorable Nsofo, Engineer Daniel Akogu, Engineer David Abu Ozigi, Engineer Dr. Ezekiel Namezi Aneke, Engineer Edward Iwadion, Engineer Mako Yanne. These are fellows of the society that joined us. Please, I'm trying to scroll. Engineer Dr. Gina. If I skip your name, please forgive me. It's just the people I can quickly see their names. A lot of very senior engineers that joined us today. Engineer Ushiki, our Vice President. Engineer, oh dear, Engineer Professor Fatai Anafi, and main engineer Paul Anyu, and many of our very senior engineers here present. Please, if I didn't call your name, please forgive us. And of course, the members of the executive committee, my team, the vice chairman, the immediate past chairman, the general secretary, the technical secretary, the treasurer, the publicity secretary, and a host of, if I missed any of the ESCO members, please. And Engineer Kunle Adebajo, always consistent with our programs. You are welcome, sir. Engineer Eke Wanna, also a very senior elder in our branch. You are much welcome. Engineer Felix Ebuzeme, council member, former council member of Koren, and so many of us here. Engineer, oh dear, I can see Engineer Achibong, and so many other senior engineers present. Please, if I didn't call your name, forgive me. I tender our unreserved apologies. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful day. I think we have to call it a day here for yet another beautiful day next month. Have a very fruitful evening. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.